Okay, welcome to the internNE powered by Aksarben podcast. I'm Shonna Dorsey, Executive Director for the initiative, here with my co-host.
I'm Mike Smith, the co-founder of Rabble here in Nebraska. We are joined by
Ryan Wade. I'm the Director of Software Solutions at Lutz.
Great.
Lutz is one of the largest professional services firms in Nebraska.
Wow.
So we have about 400 total employees. Makes us top 100 in terms of accounting firm size across the country, but have all sorts of services, technology being one of the main ones, financial services, talent, anything that a small, medium-sized business needs, we basically have a service for it. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. Okay, so quick rundown, 10 minutes is what we're doing here. That's just the format that we've decided to go with, and it works great. Good conversation, no edits. So, Ryan, tell us a little bit about how you got to Lutz. It's a great backstory.
Oh, yeah. So we were talking just a little bit about that, not your typical story, but I'm Omaha, born and raised, and kind of fell into a career in banking right out of high school and, kind of went through the traditional kind of career path that I thought that I would, get a lot of enjoyment out of. And I did. I learned a lot, but, retail banking, commercial banking, and had a really good mentor and friend who was my manager at the time. And I got promoted to a vice president, and, the fireworks weren't going off. And I was just like, something is just not right. And so talking with him and talking to another mentor of mine, they kind of pushed me to just try something new. Was fortunate to get involved in the community because of banking. So a lot with Big Omaha at the time, and met a lot of entrepreneurs, and just kind of caught the bug, caught the fire there. And so, went to go work for a marketing company for a year, great company, OBI Creative here in Omaha. Marianne O'Brien is very entrepreneurial, and she gave me an opportunity to try something very creative, running campaigns, things of that nature. But during that time, it just kind of come back to solving problems that I had saw in the banking world. And so had an idea, connected with a great technology firm called Avature here in town. And Mark Griffiths was helping invest in startups. So he brought me on as an entrepreneur in residence, which kind of ties back to some of my passion on internships.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me an opportunity to learn technology, learn how to build software. We built a company together. Along that journey, realized the market was for professional services firms. Lutz kind of adopted me as a startup and helped me kind of prove out the model. And then they ended up acquiring that software. So I went over, and now I lead ThreadWorks, which is that product platform for Lutz, and then also do software consulting. And so help a lot of small businesses kind of figure out how to implement new softwares, modernize their technologies, things of that nature. So I get involved in a lot of things, but I kind of like that too.
That's
Cool.
fun.
It's very cool. You had a unique journey. Most, interns are college, 20, 19, that age. You kind of got to start over after a career, after success, after you kind of made it.
Absolutely.
And so that's a whole different perspective to start with. So what did, a lot of interns don't know what they don't know. So what was the mindset when you walked into kind of like restarting as a startup and getting kind of brought in? That's not the same as an internship, but it's basically the start over at that phase.
It is. I think through the mentors I had, I think focusing in on those transferable skills and just having faith in them that you can apply them in different ways. And it's a lot of risk. There's a lot of fear there, but I think I've always been really curious and like to learn about different businesses, how they run. I was doing that as a banker, but I just really focused in on that and kind of applied that to, learning new careers and things of that nature. And I mean, I was always technology focused. I mean, I'm the family IT guy, right?
Sure.
Something doesn't work. The family's calling Ryan to kind of figure it out. Yeah. And I have all those stories of taking computers apart or breaking my dad's computer, trying to get a game to work, all the traditional kind of startup entrepreneurial stories that you hear. But yeah, I think those transferable skills help me kind of have faith that I can, jump out of that career airplane and I'll be okay and the parachute will take me.
How does a young person lean into their batch of transferable skills as they're just sort of starting?
Yeah,
develop them.
I think it's just, you got to be curious and just find your passion for learning and, find out that it's okay not to have like a manual in front of you and a playbook in front of you, because you never nobody ever tells you how things really, I mean, how it works. I mean, I think it's just, again, that curiosity and finding what you're passionate about. I think I always felt like I had to have it all figured out up front.
Right.
And I think, I realized somewhere along the way that, there is no one path that people take. And so, not a direct answer, but the answer is probably somewhere in there, because there is, you can't go to an intern and say, this is the path I followed, now repeat it.
Right.
It's just more about those skills of being curious, wanting to learn. And I think taking initiative on yourself to do that is absolutely critical.
Cool.
I agree. Now, just kind of moving around over to internships at Lutz, because I'm imagining that because it is, you have a variety of clients, a variety of projects, that interns get to work on a variety of things, right?
They do.
So can you talk to us about what an internship looks like at Lutz?
I can. I think a little bit of the context about Lutz and the internship program, because, coming over at Lutz, I've been thoroughly impressed with what they've built and how critical internships are to the success of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can't tell you exactly how long it's been, but it's been over a decade where, we bring on 60 interns for the tax services alone every single year during our busy season. And that just doesn't happen overnight, but it happens because leadership sees how critical it is to our success. And that's by, tapping into the pipeline of talent as early as possible, and then being able to, have an opportunity to find that talent as early on in the process as we can to stay competitive, because there's fewer and fewer accountants that are coming out of colleges. So I don't know, this is a bad analogy, but like if you look at sports right now, you used to be able to just, professionals would pay attention to the college market and college would pay attention to seniors. Well, now in basketball and football, you're paying attention to kids in junior high and younger, right? Well, that's where we are in the reality of the talent, a pipeline for any business now is you have to develop it sooner and sooner and get your brand out there and get them into your talent pipeline. And that's what we were able to do.
That's smart.
So you had asked what it looks like. I think those 60 have a cohort that, I think they feel like they're in it together. They don't know exactly what they're stepping into, but they're working on real work, whether or not that's on our tax side or audit side, even our technology group. I would say that's the next set where we're trying to build that pipeline on our managed services team and our data analytics team, but we probably do about 12 of those a year. And so, I don't know, we just been fortunate enough to kind of build this engine that we're able to repeat, and it's working out well.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you a follow-up question and it's escaping me at the moment.
What's you probably have
That's why
seen,
it's good to have a
totally,
co-host.
That's right.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
You've probably seen a lot of successful interns come through there, and I'm sure some stick around, get hired, some get offered jobs.
Our incoming managing partner of the firm was an intern.
Incredible.
So it's a great story to be able to see like the success over time. And so, yes.
So when there's, I always feel like the champion for the youth guy in the room. So when these young people are out there trying to decide, should I take an internship?
Are we not young anymore?
No, that's just the role. That's the role
the young
I play.
Professional world, and now
same. We're all too old for the young professional world.
Is there
anyway.
a middle-aged professionals group?
We need to create it.
That's
Go on.
the sub podcast, right? That's happening right here. But what a lot of kids don't do internships. They think I don't need to. I'm going to go do this for the summer. I'm not. Like, what would be the nudge to say no? Find one, get in there, go for it. The example you just gave is great, but
yeah, I think. I would say people are usually driven by, intrinsic values, right? Maybe career path is really important to you. Maybe compensation and money is really important to you. Maybe you just want to find what's passionate and doing good in the world. No matter what it is, or even if you don't know what you want to do and you just need to figure it out, every single one of those paths, you're able to get there faster through an internship. And you don't have to have it figured out. With an internship with Lutz, we'd love to bring you on. We hire about, 15 to 20% of our interns full time. That's awesome. But it doesn't have to be. That means 80% know a little bit more about the accounting world, and maybe it's a fit for them, or maybe it's not. So I think no matter what path you're on, an internship will help you get there faster.
That's really great. And final question, and I know we're getting on 10, but this is like a 10-ish minute
10-ish,
situation.
yeah.
But for employers who might be hesitant about bringing on interns, what's some advice you have for them?
Yeah, I kind of said it before, but it's if you're looking to grow your company, it's almost a must. I mean, and just like every business has to figure out, how to compete in this market, and finding the best talent and growing it and attracting it and getting your brand out there. I mean, you just have to figure it out.
Yep.
So, I mean, most business owners and entrepreneurs, when they're faced with a challenge, they figure it out, even though they haven't done it before. So, I mean, that's a little bit of the nudge is, you just have to.
Yeah. Great. Well, Brian, we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for your time today.
Awesome. Thank you.